welcome back to SAGENEL TV. Long time no see. Thank you so much for being subscribed to SAGENEL and for continuing to expect our content. Of course, so what happened within the period that I wasn't here? I was busy writing, and there are new books that I have available for you. So make sure you check the description box to see the newest books that I have available for you. 2 fiction, 1 poem, 1 relationship manual, and then the other exciting stuff as well. You can check that out on my Instagram at sage_nel. Today we are going to go into very important stories, and then we're also going to revisit some stories that happened while I wasn't here, so that you can of course get my thoughts on these very important issues. SAGENEL TV, what we do is analyze issues, struggles, challenges, victories that happens in our everyday land and life, especially as it pertains to women and youth, bringing out the lessons and solutions from these analyses so that we can be better people that will eventually add better value to our resources. So for here at SAGENEL TV, we decided to pick out stories that people just run with to get gist out of, to actually analyze and bring out lessons and solutions. And we start right out with this one. We'll be taking 2 stories and about 3 stories in today's edition. The first story today is unfortunately about a girl who stole a baby in Rivers State. Okay, about a girl who stole a baby in Rivers State. And I'll read briefly. It says, there's a young lady on Saturday, August 8th, paraded around Abuloma community in Rivers State, was allegedly caught stealing a child. A video has since gone viral showing members of the community parading the young lady as she carried the alleged abducted child. A Facebook user shared just videos and just details about the whole what I'm trying to look for the appropriate word, but the whole disaster basically. And all in all, people have had a lot of things to say about this, and you can immediately drop your comments below to share your thoughts about this particular story. The summary is, according to what was shared, allegedly, if we have more updates, we are definitely going to do a part 2 to this story. The girl must have been sent by one of our boyfriends or sugar daddy or whatever partner to go and seek for a child, because of course now it's very obvious when men do it. So you now send people, whether it's your niece, cousin, whatever. They are like, you see, before I go on, let me see, crime now is not only for men. So you want to also be watchful and be careful who is around you, including women, because now women who are not seen or quickly detected as people who can carry out a crime are the people that these men or these organizations or these persons are now using. And that is what is going on in this particular case of this woman, saying that she wanted to allegedly she wanted to use the child for ritual, for money, quick money. And this is not a story that is entirely new to our land or to something that we've never heard before. But you see, analyzing this story, and people were really thanking God, and must not even forget that part, for the life of this very innocent child. You see, this thing, I know that is allegedly, yes, allegedly, that she wants to use the child for ritual. But why does a young lady, as young as this lady is not up to, or this girl is not up to, doesn't look like she's up to 20. Doesn't look like she's up to 20. The age hasn't been specified here. So, but why exactly, even at most, if she has a small body, 23? But the point is, why exactly does she want to still a child. And you could hear people in the background of the video that went viral saying things like, you know what, you should have asked me to impregnate, all form of things that people were just saying, like, why would you go and steal somebody's child? Not saying that the girl getting pregnant outside of wedlock is the way to go, but it's helps us to look closely at our society and what it is fast becoming, where people do not are getting less concerned about the businesses and the feelings and the families of other people. It's just about how you are perceived and how you are seen in the society. And I want to use this story to encourage you that it is better that a man who has integrity will always, always, always be more peaceful and be more better than a man who has riches without integrity. When we usually quote this, people usually think when you have integrity, you don't have money. No, it just means that sometimes it may take time for you to get to that point where you want to be or where you are supposed to be. But it doesn't mean that you will not get there. So I implore you this morning, afternoon, night, whatever it is you are watching this, to be patient and take the process, take the step, so that you are building to last. You are not just building to prove a point, or you are not just building for a short term that can easily be nabbed. There are some other stories that I even need to take. There's the story of these two couples who grew this land, real estate business and some other businesses alongside, who have been captured right now because of fraud. So you don't want to be that person who is just trying to look good on the outside without being at peace with yourself on the inside. You do not want to be that person. Again, times and again and again, and I've already promised, I think was it here or on my Instagram, that I would take out time to start doing documentaries. We have seen, like, these are examples of people who tried to do that in the past. It didn't work out. So I'm here to encourage you from this story to take out time to go through the process and really, 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 really grow your integrity and let it be dear to you above all. We'll take the two other stories and then we'll conclude. And then this one is about the Chidinma and the Super C TV CEO. Of course, if you've been following that story, you would have heard the upgraded version now. But if you have not, because I know to assume everybody in the world knows about the story, let me run you through it. So there's this Super TV CEO, you can Google him, and there's the lady called Chidinma who was alleged to have killed him. Summarily, what happened was that the both of them went out to hang out together. Apparently, the Super TV CEO is married, and then Chidinma is a sugar baby, or she is whatever, sugar baby, sugar daddy. They are committing adultery because the man is married, and they were hanging out in one of these shortlets, according to the story that Chidinma shared. And before you know, he started asking for sex or something around that. At least that's what she shared in the first part of the story. And she got annoyed. And before you know, she claimed that she stabbed him. She claimed. Now, in the second reveal, she claimed that she stabbed him, and then went on to withdraw a particular sum of money from his ATM after he was dead. Now, a news story surfaces that says, oh, she's not the one that killed him. According to her, again, she's not the one that killed him. She just was feeling guilty and lied because she wanted because she took the money. So she was feeling guilty that nobody is around, so let me lie. Like, at this point, it is very dicey and interesting. So why would you bring up that kind of lie against yourself? Like, you needed to see how she explained the stabbing. So I stabbed him like this. So it makes people wonder, is this girl not covering up lies with another lie? Because how can you, are you a fiction writer? You just decided that, oh, so this is how you twisted the night. Like, it just looks, there's a lot of investigations as you're going on. She claims she's not the only one involved, or she claims she's not the one. What I want us to learn from this lesson, somebody rightly said that, assuming she went through with this plan and she wasn't caught, whether she was the one that did it or she wasn't the one that did it, The point is, she was somehow just a part of that situation. We do not know what specifically at this time, but she was somehow a part of the situation. And then the stealing of the money now made things worse. So one person was saying that, oh, if she had gone on with this plan, the next thing we would have been hearing is things like, God did it for me. Let's say she was able to withdraw much more money than she was able to withdraw, and then she gets a house. God did it for me. Or what are those slangs that we use now in this generation? Oh, big small girl, big god. There are just a lot of this. Yeah, those things that make people happy online. And we're not saying that people are not helped by God. The problem that people have, especially people who have great core values, is that many people are not showing their process. They just come out and say, the latest one is my fans. My fans got me the car. My fans got me the, like, it's just, so what people want to see is process. Nobody is annoyed with these things. Your fans, in fact, a country can get whatever it is that they want to get. We've had people who were let's use the show, for instance, the Big Brother Nigeria show as an example. We've had people who maybe were disqualified from the house, and then there was a GoFundMe started for them, and people could visibly see how much was being contributed by the people who cared about that kind of stuff and contributing money for that person. So people want to see process. People don't just want to see result. And process doesn't mean you live your life out or keeping up with your name kind of life, but they want to see your journey. But then on the other hand, people are afraid of showing their journey because they feel that people are going to judge them. The point is, it relates back to what I was saying from the first lesson of the girl who was trying allegedly to steal that child. We must begin to be patient and content with our process, and we must begin to understand that the journey of 1,000 miles and the journey to a great destination, the journey to a great life starts with 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps. So you're going to crawl, then you will walk, then you will run, then you will fly, then you will dive, whatever the case is. The question is, why should you be avoiding your own process? And I want to even work on uploading a video here that I had a conversation with on Instagram concerning this, just to wrap this particular story up. The whole, this whole thing, when I listened to Chidinma's story in depth, she was also sharing that, the lack of parents and lack of caregivers or guardians around her also pushed her to go forth and do this. And I'm paraphrasing her word now. This is not exactly how she said it, but there was a particular video when she was saying something like this that I have just paraphrased. I want to end this particular story with this. You see, in fact, I don't even want to say 18 right now, but there comes a time in your life where you are responsible for whatever it is that happens in your life. We're in a world where if you do not have the things that you want, what I mean, if you don't have the things that you want, like if you do not have knowledge and resources to expose you to the kind of life that you desire, it is your fault, because there are resources, knowledge, communities, free communities online everywhere that are welcoming people like, Chidinma, or people in these cases where they have a difficult upbringing. One community is One Diva Global Community, and we are doing our best to make sure that we are seen by the people who need us. There are also thousands or hundreds of other communities as well that are not taking advantage of people that are definitely going to help and are definitely grooming women like that. That is what we are committed to doing at One Diva Global Community. So let us stand up and take responsibility for our lives, because excuses is definitely not going to take us to where we need to be. And lastly, the Ebeano supermarket fire. I think that this particular story is still in progress. Why do I say so? I say so because we haven't seen further details. I believe that investigation is still on at the time of this recording. But is it not very interesting how just very unlikely people are just committing a lot of things in today's sharing? Very unlikely people. We have a 9-year-old girl who has been identified as the person seen in the CCTV footage setting in Ebeano supermarket on fire, the Abuja branch. Earlier today, at the time of this story, July 24th, footage of a girl starting a fire in the gas cylinder section of Ebeano supermarket emerged. The fire spread on Saturday, and basically it just caused massive destruction. So the girl who started the fire has now been identified and has been taken in for questioning. Footage of her being questioned for causing damage to goods worth 5 billion naira has emerged. When she asked who took her to the store, she said she was there with her mom but couldn't give a cogent reason for setting fire to the store. Like, I'm waiting. I'm really waiting to see the other part of the story of this. I'm interested in actually carrying it once it comes out. But I just want to say that let us do well to be the people and the change that we want to see. And I'm ending on this note. A lot of times, especially in my country, Nigeria, and many other countries of the world self in recent times, we are quick to blame things on the government, the governor, the president, the what again, name it. We're quick to share those blames, but we are not taking responsibility in the part where we're supposed to take responsibility. I'm not going to allege anything in this video concerning this particular girl, but I will say that there is definitely more accountability that should be given to a 9-year-old child. And if she went to do this, especially if you watch that video, you can Google it to check out the video. If you watch that video, if she went to do it and she was so conscious looking back, checking out if her deed had been done, then it now helps us. We now question, was she not sent? Which takes me to the first story. I didn't even plan for all the stories to be interrelated, but they are. Which is to the first story of, there is nobody that is too innocent in this day and age to do anything. So you have to be careful, be discerning, and be firm as well. Be careful, be discerning, be firm. Do not be afraid to ask questions, including to a 5-year-old, because the person can be sent. I'm not saying that that's what happened in this case, but we're watching out for more details of the stories. All right, I'll be bringing you more news regarding the different other stories that I will be carrying. And yes, I will be carrying and other more details for more interesting things that I'm bringing your way in a different video, or I will just do an announcement via text. All right, I thank you so much. If you haven't and you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, share to 2 friends, and put on your notification so you can join me in the next video. My name is Chidinma. They say, do not forget to check the description for interesting, valuable resources that matter to you. Thank you and bye.